Welcome, everybody, to Xiaoban Ho, episode 125.
That's right, 125 CCs.
Yeah, not exactly, no. So anyway, welcome to another episode. This is going to be a very fun one. We actually really like this idea.
You can tell it's a good idea when you enjoy putting it together.
Yes.
We very much enjoyed putting it together. Mm-hmm. I will talk about it in a second. I just want to say there is a vote right now in the poll because you guys asked me to put it up to vote on whether the normal $10 tier Xiaoban Hos are called Hos, and then you, the VIP live members, are called Chubs. So that poll is up right now.
Okay.
I just wanted to read it. Literally everybody is participating in this.
That's good.
Chub vote. I voted Chub. Team Chubs. Let the lore begin. Chub tempura tier, because they found out that I did make tempura out of some of the chubs.
Oh, that's interesting.
Delicious, actually.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Chub med instead of club med.
Okay.
Except
Yeah.
Chubdom. Mm-hmm. Do we have a Chub house? Mickey's Chub house.
Come on. All right, I get it. Yeah. All right.
There's a lot of, they call it a Chub. I don't even want to read some of these.
Yeah.
Teletubbies.
All right, just vote. Let's get on with it. Okay. So, guys, let's jump right into it today. First of all, we wanted to show you a little clip to kind of set the mood. And this is
Yeah, it was relevant.
it's relevant, but I mean, it's a little tragic too, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit tragic.
I think the most tragic thing, by far, is that before you even watch this, you know that this guy got in trouble for making this video, but he's simultaneously very nationalistic and pro-China.
Absolutely.
So you'll see.
I'll get us out of here so you can read the subtitles. Okay, let's do this. Okay, goes.
各位同胞，如果我不说这里的话呢，大家可能会认为是在街头，但其实不是的。我现在在的地方呢，就是我们的珠海航展。大家可以看后面我的运20多厉害啊，是我们国之坚盾啊。但是呢，就在距离10米的地方，你看这么多的垃圾，为什么会这样子呢？因为今天我航展，大家带了东西，甚至带了塑料椅来这里坐，来这里吃东西，人走了，垃圾就留下了。你看，真的是一地鸡毛啊！我们的中国的国力一直在上升，我们的军事也逐渐的开始厉害了。但是跟我们的生活水平形成鲜明的反差的是，我们的数字在哪里？我真的希望啊，各位家长要以身作则，出到外面呢，要把我们的自己的垃圾收好。其实，在后面就有垃圾桶，甚至在这边，我随便拿过来，走2步就扔掉就行了。但是没有人这样做，我真的是觉得很心寒啊！希望大家呢一定要引以为戒。
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good point. You're trying to show off how sophisticated and powerful and great your country is by showing all the latest weaponry, but right next to it is literally one of the most uncivilized behaviors in the world, just throwing trash everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, a big contrast.
And think about this. You're a guy, let's say he's a military journalist, right? Mm-hmm. And he's going to be dead sad because, if he's in the military or affiliated, everything's orderly, right? And then you go and actually see the show. It's put on to brag about how strong our country is now. It's in polar opposition to what he sees, right?
And he has a good point there. Rubbish bin's right over there. You can actually see it. I just wanted to get to the point where you can actually see it.
但是跟我们的生活水平形成鲜明的反差的是，我们的数字在哪里？我真的希望啊，各位家长要以身作则，出到外面呢，要把我们的自己的垃圾收好。其实，在后面就有垃圾桶，甚至在这边，我随便拿过来，走2步就扔掉就行了。但是没有人这样做。
I mean, there you can see a big rubbish bin right there,
There's probably a bunch.
like a dumpster. Well, he said there's one, there's another one. So they're all over the place. So there's no real excuse.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
The reason we showed you this is that there is a huge, huge difference between what China shows you of what it looks like and what it actually is. And I put in the description of this, I didn't show you, but I put in the description of the patron. I think this made a lot of sense. And correct me if I'm wrong, but something we keep hearing from shills or from CCP apologists is these guys got kicked out of China years ago. They don't know how much better it's gotten. Even if what they showed was true back then, it's not like that anymore.
Oh, it's all improved. It's all changed.
It's clean now. It's orderly. People are wealthy. They got rid of all the old run-down stuff. It's all new and fancy. And that's something we keep hearing over and over again. So
Yeah.
let this be an episode of a Know You.
Yes, actually,
Give
let me
him a
throw
know
that.
you.
I'll throw in a know you.
Because Winston and I sat down for a few hours, and we said, let's pick completely random places
Yes.
and go into a street view, which is already biased as hell. And we'll tell you why. We'll show you some proof.
Yeah, we'll show you why.
Just to see if that's the case.
Yeah, so this is all updated new stuff. You know, the photos are taken this year or
Yes.
thereabouts.
And they're all places we've been. And they're places that are unadulterated. We didn't Photoshop anything.
Nope.
And this is what China's comfortable showing you, meaning that this billions and billions of dollars that they throw on propaganda to make their shiny cities the only thing that you know about.
Sure.
There's still so much not like that. Like
Well,
99% of the country.
It's just like this air show.
Yeah.
The fancy footage you see at night of all the buildings shining and LEDs, that is, well, those are the airplanes, right?
Yes.
But then if you look next to those, then you see the trash.
Correct. So we
sense.
specifically used the Google Street View data from, or not Google, Baidu. There's no Google Street View.
Yes,
Baidu Street View data from 2021 to 2024. So years after we left,
Yes.
just to make sure we're up to date. And this is all the most up to date
我
stuff.
真的是
China
觉得
has.
Yeah, and again, we didn't cherry pick, by
No.
the way.
Nope, we're gonna run the footage.
We literally just said, okay, drop it there and let's see what's there.
Yeah.
很
Let's take a
心
look.
寒啊
We'll go through this
希望大
together.
家呢一定要引以为戒。
So today, I made a little heat map of where we're going to be.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do somewhere in the south, so we picked Hunan, somewhere we've been all over a billion times. We
Yeah.
figured that would be the most. It would be not biased because we didn't live there, but we've been there a million times.
Oh, we've been there a bunch. We rode through there with our bikes.
Yes. We did Shanghai just as a complete, like, let's just go to the best.
Yes.
We wanted to go to China's best.
Because we
city.
did Hunan, then we did Henan.
Yeah, Henan.
And then we decided, well, look, that's not fair just to show like the interior here. Let's actually go to a well-known city.
So what we wanted to do is go to Hunan because we've been there a bunch. Henan because it's constantly in propaganda right now.
Yes.
Both Zhengzhou and Kaifeng are everywhere. It's all you hear about right now from China.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do that one. We plonked ourselves a little bit outside the main cities just to show you the contrast. And then we did the same thing in Shanghai, like you
Yeah.
said. So let's have a look.
By the way, in case you're curious,
It's gonna be fun.
Hunan means lake south, south of the lake. Okay. Henan means south of the river.
You're right.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Most people probably know this.
Yeah.
But you know, you get like Hunan and Hubei. One means lake south, the other one means lake north.
They're both counterpart provinces.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Kind of
this,
sequels to each other.
it's obviously a lake in between the two of them.
Yeah.
So they're like,
Must
hey,
be.
we're south of the lake.
Yeah.
You guys are there? Yeah, we're north of the lake.
Yeah.
So it sounds fancy when you hear these like Chinese names. It's actually quite simple.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? And first we're going to go to Hunan.
All right.
Well, first wanted to show you this. This is a typical, you know, when you click on the Street View,
Yeah.
it shows you the roads that are Street View compatible.
Yes.
In other words, the blue ones, that's where you can drop the little man type thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
With them, it's a little eye.
So we wanted to show you this for a reason. Mm-hmm. You'd think with the fact that China's driving around all of America mapping.
Oh,
it
yeah,
out,
mapping millions of kilometers in America.
you think they would be doing the same in their own country. And while they are, it's
To a
not
certain
publicly
degree.
available.
Yeah.
Because if you can see this little slice, right, that we're
Yeah.
going to look at, the blue part is where you're able to see the street view.
Yeah.
Look at all the other roads that are not.
Yeah.
Definitely the car went down there.
Oh, yeah, I had to have gotten to this weird in the middle of nowhere place.
Yes. So everything that you see, and this is very important that you understand this, everything that you're about to see is stuff that China already cherry picked.
Yes.
And they said, we'll let this go live because this looks good and developed enough to show the rest of the world.
Yeah, because everything in between, as you can see, is just not viewable.
Yes.
And that's a lot. Those are G roads. We've been on all these national roads. They go through towns. They go through little, villages and things.
Yes.
All being completely blanked out. Anyway, let's
So the
let's
first
take a
place
look.
we're going to is near a place called Hengyang, and it's a place we've been many times, and we've actually been denied hotel stays there because
Yeah.
they were like, no, foreigners can't stay here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a completely random place. It's a big area.
Yeah.
Big city.
Well, I mean, look, take a look. Here's what you see when you look up Hunan. You're going to see this kind of stuff. This is Changsha. You'll see this kind of night footage with a drone. But now we're going to show you reality vision. Okay, so dropping down, this is the kind of thing that you'll see. All right.
This is new footage.
First of all, the sky looks incredible, right?
Yeah.
The random plastic, whatever these things are on the side of the road, that's kind of normal to see, right?
Yep.
And here you can see the blue parts where you're allowed to go around. And there's not that many.
Right.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah. In fact, I think it was, did it show that little error there? Is that why we had to go out?
Yeah.
I want to just before, I don't want to keep going back. We'll do this one time, just one time, I promise. Because, I said we're just going to play it. There's a lot to go through here. See that error message? That's like, oh, you've run out of, you can't go anymore. Now, seriously, look at all the construction in the background there. Can you see in that wonderful haze? Yep. There's a lot down there. Yeah. There's a lot of developing stuff. But you can't go down there.
No. That hasn't been cherry picked as what China wants you to see.
So you have to zoom out.
All we can do is show you what China wants you to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it says it's okay that you see it.
Yeah, so I just had to preface that. That's why I went back. Okay. What do you want to say about this lovely place?
I mean, it's so what China looks like everywhere, right? Yeah. This, again, would be high level compared to what most of the stuff, if we were able to see it unfettered, looks like. We can tell you a lot of it looks much worse.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not, most of the country doesn't look nice like you see in the propaganda. This is how the average person lives.
Yeah. I wanted to point out something here. You see that building that we're looking at there? This is very common to see whenever you go around China. Pretty much everywhere you go in China, you will see this kind of thing.
By the way, this is now.
Yeah, this is now. This is not old.
Not when we were there.
No, this is new. Concrete building where the tiles, they've never finished bothering putting the tiles on. The top floor's completely empty and kind of abandoned. That whole building looks like shit to me anyway.
Yeah, sure.
But this is a very typical kind of building you'll see everywhere. And it just stays like that, never changes. All the tiles, once they put on there, they're never cleaned once. So they just kind of run down and, this is your average little road in any old town or city. Even the big cities, even the big fancy cities, you get out of the city just a little bit.
But I just want to also say this isn't rural. This isn't rural China. This is city China.
This is city. Yeah, you're right.
In fact, we didn't go to rural China specifically in this video.
Yeah.
This is all major city stuff.
Yeah.
The rust that comes off those bars is so...
Yes.
It's just so southern China.
I mean, when you compare this to the flashy nighttime, drone shots of all the lights.
Because you don't see this in the drone
No,
shots
you won't.
at
You
night.
won't. You'll see the lights that are on inside, and it looks okay. Here, you've got a building under construction on the one side. On this side, you've got a disgusting wall that's got like illegal services for sale, graffiti, and it tells you, how you can get certain things done, or you can hire a mover or something like that.
I just wanted to answer a question.
Sure.
What's with the cages, says Joseph. Those are
burglar
anti-theft bars. Yeah.
It's burglar bars.
So there's such a problem with crime in China that people have to put bars over their windows.
And all the way up because the thieves climb.
Yeah.
They climb.
As you can see in some of my old videos.
Was that a school over there?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's going to be nice coming out of school to this area. Yeah, there's the entrance to the school.
It's funny, though. China has cherry-picked these areas because you can see they're trying to construct
See, it said
things.
Wenming over there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's cultured.
Yeah.
Or civilized, it means.
Yes, this is the civilized...
This is the civilized supermarket.
Yes.
That's literally what it says.
Civilized supermarket? Okay, right opposite the school. So that's where your kid comes out. Lovely.
Yep.
Absolutely
I believe
cool.
There's some government buildings around here as well. Mm-hmm. But this is, again, your average Chinese city.
Yeah.
That you don't see from the sparkly drones.
Nope.
We just plonk down and where they want us to see.
Yeah, so what you're going to see a lot of over here is... well, as you can see, the mold. Lack of maintenance.
Yeah, you do get that.
There's a big issue in China when it comes to maintenance. People don't maintain stuff.
Yeah.
There's a couple of reasons for this. First of all, it's just not in the culture. But it's because you don't own anything.
You don't own it.
Yeah.
Like, people will keep the inside of their house nice.
Yeah, that'll look totally fine. But the outside's always run down and crappy. That is a police station opposite this blue horrid wall, by the way. Now we're moving up to some newly
rich.
fancy built apartments.
see their rich apartments.
Can we just? I'm going to pause it for a second. Can you look at that lovely field of what even would you call that?
Weeds. Just weeds.
A special weed collection. That over there is supposed to be the attractive garden. You know, when you come in.
On the mock-ups, what they would have done when they're selling these apartments for a lot of money,
Yeah.
they would have had this beautiful gardens with fountains and stuff. And immediately, actually while they're building them, these are done. These are now sold and people live in them.
Yeah.
They just let it go because like they don't need to maintain the fountains and the beautiful. They put speakers up and pump classical music.
Yeah,
they will.
through like a fake
This would have
rock.
had that. You see
Yeah.
that from the gate.
Yeah.
And these are where the rich people live, right? And again, from the sky at night with the LED lights, you're like, China is so developed.
Yeah.
You zoom in. This is why we want to do this video. You zoom in. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, I'd like to just point out how wonderfully symmetrical the gate is over there. But, you know, these apartments aren't going to be cheap.
No.
They're going to cost hundreds of thousands of US dollars to buy, okay? It's sometimes up to $1 million, depending on the
not
city.
here,
Not
but
here,
yeah.
no. But in here, it'll be hundreds of thousands. And you end up living next to squalor, and nobody will take responsibility for this trash everywhere.
No. Because why would you?
Of course. I wanted to point something out as well. You know, there's this argument because in China, nobody owns property. Okay, You're not allowed to. The government owns the land. And then the real estate developer, they lease the land. They build this stuff. And they get your money, right? But you don't own it.
There's vegetables. People are asking about
Oh, yeah.
vegetables. There's vegetables planted right there.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Normally, the parents-in-law that move in, they'll go do this because it's in their blood to go, be farmers.
Because
and
you were
plant
starving
stuff.
like years
Yeah.
ago, right?
And it's quite interesting how inventive they are at finding places. They're not allowed to, by the way.
No.
And the city management, if they ever see that, they'll take it away.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
People were
what
talking
was? Oh, look, that's like maybe a Mao era
steel mill. So basically, they built these smokestacks
Smelter,
up
yeah.
to smelt metal and turn it into pig iron that was useless, and
Yes.
ended up killing, causing the famine. a
Yeah,
lot of it.
exactly.
Just to keep up with the Soviet Union's metal output.
Yeah. So anyway, back
crazy
to my point. One of the big arguments that the shills have about people not owning land and not owning a building is they're like, oh yeah, well in America, if you don't pay your property tax, then the government owns all your stuff anyway. Whatever. What they fail to mention is that in China, you also have something called a guanli fei. All right, it's not free. You have to pay a monthly management fee. Doesn't matter where you live. Okay, and it depends on the building how expensive it's going to be. But it's kind of like HOA.
Yeah.
But more. So you have to pay this. The worst thing about it is you pay this guanli fei every month, okay? Which is a decent amount depending on where you are. It could be 500 RMB, it could be 600, it could be 300, it could be 1,000, depending. It's a decent amount. And what that's supposed to do is take care of trimming the hedges and, it's like paying tax basically, to take care of the grounds and all that sort of thing. But as you can see from the videos, nothing gets done. So you're throwing this money down the toilet.
I love that people use the authoritarian argument. Well, you give away your rights and your freedoms and your freedom of speech and your freedom of religion and your freedom of everything, assembly, being able to do anything.
Yeah.
But at least you get a functional country that takes care of stuff. The roads are nice, the buildings are nice. This is the reality. This is new footage. You just saw it. It's a new area.
Exactly. Okay, now we're moving on to Henan, which, as you saw from the map, is fairly far away. Let's go to reality vision.
Plonk you down outside of Zhengzhou, I believe.
Yeah, interesting.
Still in the city, guys. This is not rural China. I love these squat buildings.
Can you talk about this building? What do you love about that building?
These are my favorite because you'll get these anywhere, really, but they have blue glass.
Yes.
And they're always on these derelict truck roads. I shouldn't say derelict, they're used.
Oh, they're very, very used.
But they'll have everything. They'll have a tire fixing place and a noodle place and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just love that the signboards block the windows.
Yes.
You know, and it's always got the tiles that are never washed.
Yeah.
So it's tile, blue window, same signs that you see everywhere else. And that's one thing I've always had a complaint when it comes to China is the lack of diversity.
Right.
Go anywhere in China and you may as well be in the same place because they all have that street that you just saw there.
Yeah. That's everywhere.
In the north, in the south, in the east, in the west. You'll see it everywhere. Same signs, same design, incredibly boring. You could say the same about strip malls in the USA.
Yeah, for sure.
But strip malls at least look nice.
Yeah, they're not like falling apart
Yeah,
with blue
you'll see like
glass.
a Applebee's or something. It'll be a nice signage. It's not going to be like a rusty.
I find it depressing, but
Yeah, exactly. But you're not going to have like a rusty burglar bar tile.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
Here we go again. Henan. This could be Shenzhen.
yeah.
This could
You're
be.
right. You're
You know,
absolutely
I've
right.
seen that everywhere in China. These kind of single garage roll-up doors that are shops on the lower level. You've got people living above it with air conditioners sticking out on the side.
Yep.
That could be anywhere in China. And again, big contrast between what you're seeing here and all the propaganda about like space programs and
Yeah, because
high-speed
they're
rails.
flying the
and-
nighttime drone over this.
Yeah.
You don't see what it really looks like until you zoom in.
Exactly. You don't get to see how people actually live.
Yeah.
You know, this is next to a big main road. Great.
This is hard to give you a feeling, but like this is incredibly depressing. The AQI there is probably 500 at least.
I would like you to pay attention to the map. See how we're jumping around.
Yeah.
And far, far away
Yeah.
from. It's not all in the same area. It's just random. There's no rhyme or reason to where.
But look how they won't show you most of it, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Let me get us out of here. That is something that we've driven past many a time. I love this river.
It's so polluted.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that river.
It's like gray and blue.
Yeah.
And it's in this, factory with garbage everywhere. And again, this isn't poor. This is what you have to understand. This isn't poor China.
This would be going to like, I don't know, what would an American equivalent be of this?
This would be like, I don't know, going to like Cleveland or something.
Yeah, there we go.
A big size city. It's not super nice,
Yeah.
but it's not poor. It's
No.
not like people aren't like dying of starvation. Remember, outside of this is where you get the real poverty, right?
Yeah.
We can only show you this.
Yeah.
But this is, again, it's so far removed from reality, it's insane.
Yeah.
So we can show you this interim, like middle class stuff.
Yes.
You can't even see the poverty.
No, it's not on these maps. But it's kind of interesting that, again, no cherry picking, just randomly clicking around on the map. You always come across this kind of rundown, ramshackle nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see if it gets any better. Keep on going. Look at the cracks in the wall that have been badly repaired there.
By the way, can you see that billboard?
Yeah.
That is propaganda, CCP propaganda.
Oh, yeah, up there. It's got Xi Jinping on it.
But it blurred him out because
Yeah,
they
because
blur
it
out
has
the
a face.
faces, yeah.
Interesting.
You can also see the rules of socialism.
So that's going to be definitely like some kind of government
Yes.
building
Right.
over there.
Yeah.
Rules of socialism right there. Isn't that lovely? You
One
see
of them
this,
says democracy, by the way.
yeah, you see rules of socialism and then a pile of dirt. You know what I
'cause
mean?
That's what most of China looks like.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to say.
exactly.
It's true. We avoided even showing it when we were
Yeah.
living there, guys. We
Yeah.
were as honest as we could be, but we never showed you this kind of stuff for a reason.
Exactly. And take a look at this is the life. Here you got the street cleaners doing their thing. Okay.
Taking care of this new area. This is all new, by
Yeah,
the way.
new.
This is brand
Kind
new.
of horrible looking derelict buildings in the background. Not amazing. Where are we going to go next? Let's click on another random place to see what's going on in Henan over here. I wonder if that's the river. Do you think that's the river?
It's one of them, yeah.
The river that there are none of?
Yeah. This is in Kaifeng.
Yeah.
This is the place.
This
we
is the
keep
place
seeing-
everyone just did the cycling to go get the noodles,
Yeah,
right?
the dumplings.
Sorry, dumplings. What am I saying? Dumplings, noodles. Sorry.
So we figured we'd head there
Those are
and show you what it looks like in real life. right?
Yeah. So this is lovely. Yeah.
This is a picture of the bikes roaming down.
Yeah,
the road
could you just
there.
imagine they're doing those massive like bike things? Well, I'm sure they went to the tourist area, which is
Oh, for sure.
going to
And
be
that'll
nice.
be LEDs everywhere. I know
Yeah.
what it is. It's
Yeah.
a street food area, right?
Yeah.
But again, this is a stone's throw outside.
And many of them would have
building.
cycled through here, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
On these G roads, S roads, and X roads.
Yeah.
There's a school bus, right?
Yep.
This is your average daily commute in this hellish hellscape of 700 AQI.
Yeah, you're going to school every day, and this is what you see.
You won't have lungs left at the
Yeah.
end of it.
I mean, you think about where you grew up and you went to school. If you saw this every day, look at that scene, for instance. The school bus is driving past this, and you're like, "This is my reality. This is where I
Yeah.
grow up. This is my life."
Remember, this is just play it. This
Yeah,
is
well.
what they cherry picked that we're allowed to see.
Again, yeah,
This has gone through a censorship board, like everything in China, before it gets released online.
yeah,
And this is what you're living in. This is what a middle class Chinese person is living in, not
yeah.
a poor person.
No, not poor at all. I mean, this would have been equivalent to my upbringing in
This-
South Africa. You know,
Yeah, let me give you a
that sign is
smell-o-vision.
That's sucks.
This
that
will
sign.
smell
Yeah.
like coal mixed with burning plastic, and you can't escape it even when you go inside.
No, of course not.
It's the worst feeling in the world, and your eyes start stinging, and you start feeling lethargic because you're not getting all your oxygen.
Yeah,
You go to bed and you wake up and it's even worse.
yeah, it's really bad.
You have to actually get like callus in your respiratory system when you live in
yeah,
this stuff.
exactly. Calluses that block it out.
When I got off the plane in Zhengzhou,
Yeah.
which was very close to this, I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I mean, look at this.
This guy don't lie, bro.
I'll never forget Hunan's.
I like that little electric car. That's something that people don't realize too. Is in the big cities they ban motorcycles.
Yeah.
These little electric cars they ban. They still sneak in, but they ban them because they don't want people to see this. They're all unregulated. I'm sure you've noticed if anyone's on any kind of motorcycle or tricycle, they're not wearing helmets. It's
Yeah.
kind of chaotic. It's
Yeah.
kind of a mess out there.
You are true.
Like take a look at this funny little, we just missed it there, but like these funny little electric or three-wheel motorcycle
Yeah.
type things.
at
That
that.
river.
Is that not the apocalypse?
I love that you probably pay a lot of money for those homes because they've got a
for sure.
riverfront
For
property.
sure. You will never once see the sun. You'll go on your app, your weather app, on your whatever,
Yeah.
and it'll say sunny day, clear day. It will.
Yeah.
But you'll say, how? I can't see it. And you'll look out and
Yeah.
you will see tires and sewage and green, disgusting
That
chemical algae
Yeah.
all over it.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. That river was quite picturesque, I must say.
But it was. I
feel like going on a holiday.
That was in a nice place.
Yeah.
This is again,
Dude, by the way, that's where people are buying their food.
Yeah,
Like
this is where
that's
you buy your food.
You pop over and you get your vegetables
This is
or
now, by
fruit.
the
Yeah.
way.
Next to this beautiful river over here and all the power lines, and then you get your fresh fruit. That's a problem I always had living in China is when you go to these markets and you're buying something, right?
Yeah.
But you look at what's around you and you're like, where did this come from?
And they're like just out back. It's
Yeah,
you're
exact-
Like, oh,
like-
I hope not.
Did it grow in the
It
waters of
grew
this
there.
river?
It grew there.
You know?
It grew there.
Unless they're importing it from like another country, I
They're
don't
not.
really feel safe eating
They are
it.
not.
You know?
And this
Yeah.
is the thing. This is what most of middle class China looks like.
And-
It's not the shield propaganda.
Yeah, we can attest to this. All of our rich Chinese friends and clients would only eat imported food.
Well, if they were very rich.
Yeah, Remember-
Dragula
yeah.
said something important. There's no chubs in that river.
no,
No
none
way.
whatsoever. Do you remember we had this one really rich friend and he kept this massive
Hmm.
refrigerator and he literally would fly to like Australia and stuff and bring back in his hand luggage steaks
He
and
wouldn't
everything.
dare. He wouldn't dare
and he kept them.
Because look at
yeah,
what you're eating.
exactly.
That's what we
Again,
ate.
there-
That's what we ate.
Yeah. Take a look. Here's another food place. Like you buying
That's a
food
butcher
from that?
right there.
You're gonna buy your meat there. Does
gonna
that
buy
look,
pork.
Does that look like a sanitary meat depository or whatever?
This is now. This
Yes.
is now footage
Yep.
in a middle class area of China. I don't
Yeah.
know how many times I need to reiterate that, but that's not poor.
No, it's not poor. We've seen way worse. Yeah, so you get your roadside exhaust meat,
This again is not cherry pick. We're literally clicking
Yeah,
on
so you're
the
just
few
clicking
things that
random-
we're allowed to click.
just random places, right? This looks much nicer.
As a factory.
Yeah, we can get to drive past some factories.
That's very par for the course. Most of China will also look like this on the main roads. It's just factory after factory and the gray sky and the sun's trying to peek through, but it's
Trying
this
its
orb
best.
of like gray, right?
Oh, now we got some
new
lovely sunny day, I guess, like blue skies finally.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit of it. I was feeling a bit depressed, but yeah, there's a lot of construction going on in China, and that always messes things up because the construction is done very shoddily,
Yeah.
unfortunately, and it never ends. So you think, oh, this is just temporary, this construction will be over and then it'll be nice. But no, as soon as the construction's all finished, then they start constructing something new, or they knock
Yeah.
something down
like
and redo
these.
something.
Like these will
Yeah.
be brand new rich people. These are rich people buildings,
Yeah.
right? So like you go and live in there. It's hard to see the detail, but everything is just coated in dust and
yeah.
smog.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I was living in Shenzhen, they would complete a road and tile it and make it all look all nice, put like kind of marble
Yeah.
in the fancy areas. It would be done for about a week, and then they dig it all up again
Yeah.
and redo it because
Yeah.
of some reason.
Yeah.
They would just keep doing that. It was very frustrating. It never ended.
Yeah.
Again, can you see that these shops that you see on the side here and the signage and everything, it's very similar to what we showed you earlier.
Yeah, in a different province. Yeah.
It's very monoculture. It's very, it's like this is how we do it, and that's how we do it everywhere.
I just want to show you this, like see this alleyway here, right? This guy is not going to space, right? He's not going to the space
that
program,
guy over
right?
there. Yeah.
This is, China's built on the backs of these people and the lower class that we can't even show.
Yeah.
And it's all to put out these billion-dollar propaganda ads.
Yeah, China's going like, hey, look, we got a space program, our high-speed rail.
Look at these cities, right?
Our AI,
Yeah.
it's like, where's that crap? Like,
Again,
like,
keep it, let's take in this drone shot of Shanghai,
Yeah.
right? This is what you're about to see. We actually went pretty downtown in this footage, right?
Yes.
Unless you're in this little pocket here.
yeah, the Nanjing Road,
Yeah.
the Bund, this
Let's-
Pudong new area.
Let's show you what the rest looks like.
Sure.
And this will be wealthy, by the way. This will be considered wealthy for China.
Well, Shanghai is China's most wealthy city.
Yeah, and it's
Shanghai
the
and
most
Shenzhen.
sophisticated and
Yeah.
educated and
Exactly. This, now you can take a look at the map on the right, okay?
We're in Shanghai.
This is Shanghai, just on the outskirts, not even.
Barely.
Barely
and
on the
yet they have
outskirts.
to put, do you see all that glass there?
Yeah.
They have to put glass on those walls
Mm-hmm.
to keep out burglars and feral animals. And this is in Shanghai. There's
Yeah.
broken glass that keep burglars out of the walls.
I've always had a thing about this broken glass stuff because that's in South Africa we get that a lot.
Right. I only saw it in
When-
China.
When you see that, you're just in a shit area.
Yeah, and it's probably not safe.
Like there's no place in the world that has broken glass on a wall that's in a good area.
No, because
It's like the worst.
but you see it
Yeah.
everywhere in China because there's so
Yeah.
many burglars.
You see that downtown Johannesburg, and you
Mm.
see that all over, but normally industrial areas where they store things, behind those walls, and people keep stealing it.
Yeah.
But it's like that's real low class when you have to booby trap your walls with broken glass.
Yeah, I mean, but this is Shanghai, dude.
I know.
There's garbage on the ground. This is
Yeah,
look, we're
yeah.
in downtown.
Yeah, you can see the
Shanghai.
map. You can see the map.
This isn't the outskirts.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. This is just like off a street, basically.
It's off a main road.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here looking at broken glass on all the walls because there's people that are climbing over to steal their shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought China was the safest country in the world.
I know, right?
This kind of shit really teleports me back, even though this is new.
Yeah.
It teleports me back to reality because I watch too much Chinese propaganda now because it's our job, right? We
Yeah.
watch that stuff and teach you guys about it. But it's not that I believe that things got better, but it's like, it's all you see.
Yeah, it's all you see.
You have to bring it back to reality and be like, oh, no, that's what it looks like.
Exactly. That's the random graffiti on the wall, rundown Mianbaochi, some random poverty going on here. And this is Shanghai,
Yeah.
Again, not cherry pick. Look, yeah, bam,
No.
let's go to this. It's like a villa area or something.
Yeah,
is it?
this will be like multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
These would be like $5 million mansions,
Yeah.
this kind of thing. Detached housing and stuff.
But the road looks bad.
Again, even
Everything's
in
running
rich
down.
places here, right? Like it's gonna still be China. It's not
Yeah.
like a nice. Yeah, I don't know how to explain. It'll be gated, but it's just gonna be run down.
Remember, we had that friend in Huizhou, fairly rich family, and they lived in this gated community.
Fairly rich, very.
Yeah, very rich. And it was terrible in there. It was so run down, and they had people the eyes were growing vegetables in the little areas everywhere. It was really not very good at all.
No,
Again, yeah. What is this trash place that you found here?
this is Shanghai, dude. And this is
Yeah.
sorry, this is in that rich neighborhood outside of Hangzhou.
Yeah. Okay, now we're on a main road over here. Looks like some factories and some random propaganda banners and some, at least that looks clean compared to what we've been seeing.
Yeah, and you will as you get closer, to the central parts.
Yes.
It'll
absolutely.
be cleaner.
Yeah.
Wanted to show you that. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
again, it's still this life-sucking, soul-sucking, derelict
It's not what
shit.
you see in the propaganda is what
It's
we're
just
trying
not.
to. It's run down. It needs a lot of attention, and it's not space program worthy. Let's put it
Mm-hmm.
like that. Here, it's still Shanghai. It's on the outskirts here.
Yeah,
That looks, fairly
nice enough, but
rural, and we're on a highway though. This actually proves a point. This highway, when you do travel through China, if you take a bus or a car, it's always on the highway. So you tend to avoid going down those
Yeah.
horrid-looking alleys. So people get a better impression.
they do. Yeah. Well, you don't see any of it.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
You'll just see some trees and some,
Yeah. But again, guys, Shanghai, China's most sophisticated city. This is Shanghai over here. That's what you're looking at here.
And this is supposed to be the future of the world, right?
It doesn't look very sophisticated. You've got these three-wheeler trucks that are, not legal to go down in the main part of the city.
Nope, and you have factories everywhere.
Kind of very run-down looking. Oh, look, there's a car dealership over there.
Yeah.
Looks
And
amazing.
we're showing you we're in civilization. This is not rural China.
No.
And again, this would be
But
the
that
best
road's
of the
great.
best, right?
Yeah, the road looks kind of crappy.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just reality, right? It's the juxtaposition of what you see on a propaganda video versus what you see in real life.
Yeah, that's really the point here. It's not to poo-poo on this because, look at that disgusting, sidewalks all broken up and stuff. It is what it is,
Yeah.
There's no real judgment. It's like, hey, you know what? It's run down. It's poor. It could use some work. But it's not what you're seeing in the propaganda. That's what we're trying to prove here.
I said something to you earlier, and you agreed. This is like if we showed India or Laos or Vietnam, we know that it's going to look run down and quite poor. We know that, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's no reason to show it because everyone knows that.
Yeah.
This is not some secret mystery, right?
Yeah.
But China is portraying itself as the exact, not only the opposite, but so far ahead of the West now that they're the example. Well, if that's the example, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's the example of what 3,000 years in the future looks like, I don't want to be in the future.
No,
then.
because the
I'll live in
future's
past.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Future's a dirty, rundown road
Yeah.
with a smoggy sky and
The thing
rubbish.
is, we thought this could be a very fun, if you guys were interested in this,
Yeah.
we thought it would be a very fun thing to either take different areas of China or each province.
We're
and
thinking
just
each
random.
province.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just randomize like the four corners of the province
Yeah.
and look at what it looks like, and we can explain to you what we see.
Exactly.
With modern footage, like modern until they pull all this down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not only that, we do actually have footage.
Of course, but I was just talking about these updates, right?
Yeah. We wanted the latest of the latest to show you guys. So that was the point of this whole thing was like, what does China really look like? Because you could do that right now with, say, New York.
You could. Easy.
You can drop down
Anywhere.
Google Street View. There's nothing to hide. You can see New York in the movies is always flashy and stuff. You drop it down in New York, you see what it really looks like, right?
Yep.
When you do that with China, all of a sudden things change because if you watch movies about New York, they show the bad parts. They show the gang bangers stuff. They show the crime. They show that's a big part of Hollywood movies and stuff. When you watch the news in the States, you'll see Kensington Avenue. You'll see drug addicts. You'll see homelessness in LA. You see that stuff. But in China, you don't see anything. And that's the stark contrast.
It's the majority.
Yeah.
The majority is vastly different than the propaganda.
Yeah, the majority is the rundown stuff.
Yeah, actually, and again, what we showed is much better than what you can see. They're not going to show you.
One thing I love about this, and be completely honest here, is the fact that we literally just randomly clicked on places.
Completely
There
random.
was no cherry picking. We didn't cut anything out. We weren't like, hey, listen, let's go try to find poverty. We were just like, this is the street view. Let's look here. Let's look there. Let's look there. Let's look. Just random.
Yeah.
And you saw what the results were.
Yeah.
And out of all of that, I'll be honest with you, there's not one place that looked appealing to me.
No.
There wasn't one place that I was like, whoa, dude,
No.
I'd love to go there. I want to go check that out. I'd like to live there.
No.
Not a single one.
No.
That's
why when we lived in China, we went out of our way to cherry pick the nicest things, and literally behind us could be a burning pile of garbage. We wouldn't show you that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'd live in the best areas we could that were possible, and we'd had to drive out like an hour or so to get somewhere nice.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, nice. When I look back, not so nice, but
Yeah, but
better.
It's time to show what it really looks like.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we think it's a super fun idea because that was a very rudimentary one. We could really go deep into some of these provinces.
So yeah, we were thinking if you guys want to see more of that in the future, we could, like you said, we could really focus in on a single province each time.
Yeah.
You might get to know China a little better that way.
Yeah, and we can explain stuff, not just like, oh, look, it's run down. We'll explain the signs. We'll explain what that vendor is selling. We'll explain what that building might be used for.
Exactly, because these are places we would have gone before,
Yeah.
so we can actually tell you about the food we ate there and so
Could
on.
be kind of fun.
Yeah. So let us know, by the way, if you want us to do something like that. We'll definitely do more of that in the future.
Yeah,
Anyway, it's vote clip time, guys.
it is. But first, I got to pull the poll.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
live viewers, you to be named Chubs. 53% say yes, so it is now official.
Okay, so Chubs are the live viewers and the hoes are the
Hoes are the
rest of the
general
Shaban hoes. Yeah.
population,
General population, yeah.
Next,
We have
vote clip.
a vote clip that says logo here. Bricks or bricks? This, guys, is a, well, okay, here's the thing. Vote clips are usually something that go over the line. Okay, something that, yeah, it's a bit risky, right?
Yeah.
This one, I don't know.
It's
This is just,
It's so idiotic.
this is just like, I don't know.
so stupid, but it's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, this is
We
like,
had to make it the vote club because it's so good.
yeah. And it kind of relates to what we've been showing.
It
today.
does, yeah. The reality of what things look like.
Yeah.
We'll have to play it a couple times.
Yeah, I think so. But only if they vote yes. Do you want to see bricks or bricks?
Yeah, so vote now. This is your choice.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, there's nothing disturbing.
No,
Yeah.
it probably could have been
It
if
could
we
have
got
been
a lucky shot.
Yeah, it could have been, but it's not.
It's not, yeah.
Yeah.
So vote now. And we will pull the poll and we'll see how many percentage of people wanted to see bricks or bricks.
Yes.
Coming up here on the threshold, it is now time to pull the poll. 51 votes. It is 92% of people say yes.
Oh, excellent. Well,
clear win.
let's watch it. I think we should get ourselves out for
Job's
this.
getting all bricked up. Let's see.
Yeah, let's take a look. Bricks and bricks. Bricks or bricks? Bricks? I don't know. Come on. Long slide here. Here it comes.
Do you have audio? Oh,
Ooh.
that's, okay, I'm sorry.
That was loud. I'll bring it. Can I bring that down?
This is going to need repeat watches
Yeah.
because there's so many details.
Yeah.
I made a big version because I didn't want you to miss anything on the
Yeah.
small one.
Gotcha.
His pants are falling down. I did not edit this photo.
No.
This is a screen grab from the
Yeah.
video you just watched.
Yeah. So this guy's having a feud with his neighbor, but it's
Yes.
like a brick throwing feud. I don't quite understand how it gets that bad.
And he's mad at the guy filming. He's
Yeah.
like, "Go, get out of here."
Exactly.
Let's
But
watch this again. I love this so much.
there's a lot to unpack
I
here.
know there is. It's a deep clip.
First of all, I love the random chicken walking around.
Yes, that's a key feature.
Yes, and the plastic chair where he will sit for hours.
Yeah, in his courtyard.
Yeah. I mean, he's got
Whoa,
a courtyard, but yeah, you walk out and there's a brick flying overhead.
And you're like, what the?
There's another one. But I mean, what a lovely backyard. What's he gonna do? He's like, oh. There you go, lob one back. Just look at that, okay? This is
his courtyard.
he goes out there. Actually,
I mean, this is normal.
this is maybe his chicken food. For the
Is it?
chicken.
Well, they will pick.
They
through
will
that. No,
eat
they
it.
will.
Yeah, they will.
We watch chickens eat oil-covered styrofoam as their main diet.
Yes, we
I
did.
don't know how they derive nutrition from it.
I don't think they do. I think they just had to stay alive long enough before they get slaughtered or whatever.
True,
you
true.
know?
But they were drinking oil.
I remember. Oh, we got footage of it. It's so gross. Anyway, so this is this guy's wonderful backyard. You know what I'm very surprised by?
What?
Is that he throws the bricks back. Because think about it, it's free building material.
It is.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't film me.
Guy's mad.
Yeah.
He like barks. Oh man.
His pants look ridiculous.
You're falling down.
Yeah. What's he gonna do? Oh,
I love
that,
he almost
by the
hit
way,
himself.
he almost hit himself.
You know, to
Yeah.
be fair, it looks like there's a bit of a divot in his head. He has done this prior, I
it's
think.
possible.
I think this is not his first rodeo.
No,
Dude, what do we call this guy? This guy's legendary.
I know he's pretty funny. I don't even know.
Bricklayer. I don't know what. He's bricked up.
Yeah.
What is this guy?
I don't know.
He's got to have a name. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's
Can we
pretty
watch
funny.
it through one more time
yeah,
without
we'll,
us in it?
Yeah, we'll watch
I
it one
just
more
love
time.
the scene. I'm so glad you found this.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I know it's not like over the line like normal vote clips. We had to show you this.
Yeah, just because it's so absurd. Let's go one more time.
I love this divot man.
Divot man.
Why so fun?
Yeah.
The chicken, it's poetic.
Yes.
There should be music to this, like it's
Yeah.
violence. Look at that. He's like, whoa, and he's like, kind of, you can imagine like
Yeah.
a scene like in a war movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
he's like,
He threw it back. Bruh.
I love the bark. I love the bark.
It's dangerous to be hanging around with their bricks flying overhead.
He's like
though.
listening for the next one.
Yeah. That's a lame
That was
throw.
almost friendly fire, dude.
Yeah, it was.
This guy is
Yeah.
very funny.
It's pretty interesting, I must
love
say.
this.
Yeah, I
His
like that
name's
clip.
Mason.
Mason. Yes.
He's Mason.
Yeah, he is.
Yo, that's
Mei Shun, dude. Mei Shun.
Schwinn.
Yes.
What Schwinn?
I don't know.
Like Schwinn, like
yeah.
smoothness.
Yes, Mei Shun.
Mei Schwinn. He's got no smoothness,
Or it
no
could be
chill.
no, it could be pretty.
Oh, I was thinking SHU. You know, like Ilu Schwinn Fang.
No, I mean like Mei, like Mei Li to Mei.
Oh,
Yeah.
could
Mei
be.
Shun.
I was thinking he's not. He's
Oh,
not.
there's
He's no chill.
yeah, no chill. Yeah, Mei Shun. That's better. Yeah, let's call him Mei Shun.
Mason.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
English,
Excellent.
Mason is awesome. Mason Bricker, full name. I
All
love
right.
that clip so much.
It's
for
so
some
good.
reason.
It's just hilarious. Okay, guys, it's Q&A time. So, you mean this?
What happened?
I feel like he needs a lip transplant.
I think that's where his lips used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Q&A time, guys. So remember, this is a VIP show. You get to ask us whatever you like, and within reason, we'll answer.
Yeah.
So let's go for it.
That is
And,
the best.
During the Q&A, please let us know if you'd like us to put up for a new topic, another one of these, what does China really look like? But
Yeah, let us know.
But provincial based.
Yeah.
You know, we could probably start with our
One
Guangdong.
province. We could go all the way to exotic places like Xinjiang and stuff.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
could show you some really. We could go to Tibet.
Yeah,
We could go to Qinghai. We could take you to some crazy places in
yeah,
China.
exactly. It'd be a lot of fun. And by the way, I dug up some photos the other day of a friend of mine who went into
Q&A
Tibet and stuff before they blocked it
Oh, yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Got some good photos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Ask away. It is Q&A time.
Yeah. Why are you still sick, by the way?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
It's so bad.
Get better.
It's so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
You had that sick spell for a while. Then we were chill for a long time.
Yeah.
A good run.
Yeah, and then you got sick.
Then I got sick.
You gotta
This
stop
is a
that.
bad one too.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll be over it soon.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah. Do that mind tricks like you will get better.
Yeah.
You know.
You'll follow me.
Yeah, yeah, you'll find. Okay, wait a second. Okay, always got to throw that in there.
You'll follow me, okay?
I do that on the screen though.
Oh, what do I have on the screen? I'll show you.
Mason.
I know
Mason fan
Yeah.
art when?
exactly.
Oh my god.
You know, I do think that Haze Runner would make a great Jedi.
He would.
Just
He
the way
would.
he talks, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not for sale, okay? You know, that kind of thing. Yep.
Yeah. Success says, did you guys take a while to get used to Chinese toilets? Yeah, you have to work on your Achilles heel to squat down, for sure.
Yeah, no, I never really got fully used to them. You
Yeah.
know? Like you
can use it, though.
sometimes you're like holding the
called the
door.
Lao
like-
Wai hold.
Yeah, they're holding the door in front of you to
Yeah.
like keep you. Oh, whatever. After a while, you just like look for Western style toilets, or you
True.
make sure before you leave your house that
Yeah.
you're taken care of.
Tuesday Scavenger, what sort of places in the States remind you most of China? I've only been to one place that actually looks like China. Now, we've been to San Francisco, Chinatown, nothing like China.
No, in fact, San Francisco Chinatown's vibrant.
Yes.
Interesting. Got murals everywhere.
it's very cool.
It's like a Western fantasy of what China
Yeah,
is like.
almost like a Disneyland.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
don't get those dragons and all
No.
the cool Bruce Lee and all. You
pretty
don't
sick.
see that.
It
Yeah,
kinda
I like
looks
it.
like what
the
type-
lanterns.
It kind of looks like what Taipei used to look like.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
So nothing like China.
No.
LA Chinatown, nothing like China. You know what's exactly like China is Flushing, New York. And if you go there, you are smack dab in the middle of some suburb of Beijing. You will not know the difference. They have the painted trees. They have the Baoans sitting on the broken leather chairs outside smoking cigarettes with Baoan like security guard outfits on.
It's interesting.
Signs only in Chinese. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Flushing, New York.
Yeah. Got to go there again sometime.
Yeah.
Good. We had some good Chinese food there.
Absolutely. William McGuire, you guys planning big Thanksgiving? No, just small with family. World
Yep.
World Eater 359. C-Milk, have you tried drinking water and Tiger Balm to get better, obviously?
Yeah.
Joseph Ford says, is there any social stigma to keeping the outside clean? Absolutely none.
No.
No.
No, they don't care. Again, it's this whole collectivist thing. When you buy your apartment, you spend a lot of money for it, and then you make the interior look all very nice. If the outside's cracked, the wall's cracked, and the paint's gone, and there's a rust on it, you don't care because it's not yours. And if you try to fix it, I mean, I got the best story. I've told it before, but I got to tell you the story anyway. My mother and father-in-law, they live in one of those crappy like buildings that have got like 7 stories or 4
7
stories or
floor
whatever.
walk-up.
But it's not a walk up.
Oh.
It's got an elevator in
Wow,
it.
fancy.
Okay. So the first time I visited them, I noticed that the elevator, there's a light, but it's not there anymore. Like the light cover fell off and there are wires hanging where the light bulb should be.
And
okay.
it's new.
It was fairly new. I'd been there for a couple of years. So I'm like, okay. I didn't really pay much attention. Next time I visited, which was like a year later, exactly the same. So you get in the elevator, it's dark. It's pitch black. You've got like little bits of light like filtering in through where the gaps are and stuff. It's really bad and uncomfortable and claustrophobic. So I asked my parents-in-law, why is there no light in the elevator? They're like, well, when the light bulb broke, they had like a committee meeting in the building. All the members of the building, they got together and they're like, we need to replace this, but nobody wanted to pay for it. So then they just did
like
it.
the dollar,
It was nothing.
the $2.
But they have to get like a shifu to come out and
Yeah,
install it and
still,
stuff.
okay,
It
$10
would have been
total.
$10. But nobody wanted to take responsibility for paying for the light. So they'd rather, for now 10 years now, or 5 years, or however long it's been, ride in a dark elevator because one person did not want to pay
That's
for it.
actually insane, but so
Yeah.
true.
It's ridiculous. I mean, when you think about that though, okay?
Yeah.
How is that elevator being maintained?
It's not, and that's
Yeah.
why people die in them.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
why my elevator fell down.
it's like if they're not willing to replace the light bulb, they're not going to pay some dude to come check it
no,
out.
they bribe it. And they pay the
Exactly.
cheapest possible bribe.
So, I mean, that'll give you a little bit of insight into why the exterior of these buildings look so crappy because nobody's going to step up and say, I'll pay for the paint. Know what I mean?
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Paul 1203 says Mason Brickman and the Royal Rumble. Who, this guy?
Maybe.
He's saying, no, not me, but maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, I'd have to bark. That stupid elevator.
You just walk outside.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I asked my wife the other day if they'd fixed the elevator yet. Nope.
No way.
Nope.
Dylan says, hey, Winston, are you going to make more Obsolete Future videos? Thanks.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I am. And I'm, in fact, thinking of starting that fairly soon.
Nice.
I'm working on something. So, yes, thank you.
Good stuff. Lars E. Ernst says, probably been asked this before, but why is everyone so focused on Huawei? Only because of 5G hardware? Xiaomi is probably as much controlled by the CCP. The reason is that people focus on Huawei is because China focuses on Huawei.
Also, Huawei made it internationally. Huawei was installed all over the world in like cellular towers and everything. Huawei routers, whatever you want to call them, were sold in America and may have them in your home. You never know. But Huawei devices made it everywhere. And Huawei is the big one that China focuses on. Xiaomi is more domestic.
Yeah. Philosophy says, I was a communist sympathetic in high school. The promise of communism is supposed to be a worker's paradise. Instead, it can only become an authoritarian nightmare because the incentive to work must be coerced. You are correct. You are true. You are true.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they're younger, they fall for that whole idea.
I get it.
Yeah,
You know,
I never did personally, but I
did
know lots of people had very convincing arguments, and they were very much into it. And there's always like, for some reason, like I found in my high school anyway, all the good-looking girls were kind of like interested in that for a while.
It's the complete opposite.
No, I get it, but it was just a short phase that was probably popular amongst their
probably some
their crowd,
movie
and
came out,
they'd lure in all the simps, to go join them for their. It's less about. It's weird. It's like communism and activism and stuff. It all kind of like goes together. Does it make sense?
No.
It does, because it's always like against the system.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So you'll find
There's
people that.
very good activism. We are activists.
No, I get it, but you know what I mean. That kind of like agitating,
Oh, I see what you mean.
revolutionary. Let's
Yeah,
listen
I see.
to Rage Against
You
the
mean that
Machine.
vibe, right?
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, sure.
More like Rage for the Machine. 'Cause, say
Give me sponsors.
They got a
I won't play
raging
your
boner for the
stadium
machine.
for like Citic Bank or something.
yeah. Fuck you! I will do what they told me.
I will do what they told me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shilling in the name of.
Shilling in the name
of. Anyway, I don't know. Don't know where that all came from. But yeah, that communist thing, it seems to be a high school communist. I mean, I was
Yeah, you
gonna
grow
say-
out of it. You grow out of it.
I was going to say, instead of college, I said communist, commune. I don't know why I was going to say that. It was very, very much that era of people's lives. I think it makes sense to search for alternatives, right?
For sure.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe there is some niceties to the whole idea,
Yeah.
but it never works out.
Doc Slothington, no question. Just have a happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thank
Oh,
you very
thanks. You too, mate.
much. Gary McBrien is asking, take the pills, Matt?
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. I meant to do this.
Check the pills, Jet.
The responses.
What's that?
Something on
I
the
just
screen.
got cold.
Just working out.
Okay. Oh, you mean this?
He says,
Take the pills.
He says no.
No, Xbox. Yeah, exactly. Man.
War. Seems like Li Ziqi has returned after being disappeared for 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had to
so
dust
from
her
that.
off, because they.
She needed more shill propaganda.
Yeah, exactly. They were like,
Poor
"Oh,
girl
man."
just made a name for herself, and then the government's like, "You're too popular. Go away."
Exactly.
Then they're like, "Oh, I need to take care of my sick grandma."
Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude.
No, it's very obvious. I was thinking about making a video about it, but I decided not to because she was shut down for very specific reasons. China has been pushing for urbanization, this entire time, and then she comes along and
Rush to the countryside.
makes the idea of making the countryside life seem like ideal. And
Because
so
it's affordable.
yeah, it's well, it's not really because when you get to the countryside, what do you do?
You know what
Where's
I'm
your
saying?
income?
You know what I'm
Where's your
saying
income?
though? Like if you
Yeah.
were like a digital nomad or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's the problem. Is she was influeing younger people to think it's a good idea to go back to the countryside,
Yeah.
which is not what
Which
China
is happening,
wants.
by the way.
Yeah, so China was like, stop this shit right now.
Now they're like, wait, this
They're
is
like-
great soft power.
Yeah, they were like, man, we kind of need that. Let's bring it back. Our international image is going down.
So now we don't have to do any explanation because you just got it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes dream or have nightmares that you're back in China? Cedric Hasha all the time. Success. You've got ruined my life. Now every time I hear 5G, AI 5G plays in my head.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the
You
design.
mean this?
You mean the technology that doesn't matter?
Yes. Or
Younger and beautiful.
Pushing it. It's like Mason,
He's like,
get out of here. No, Mason hates. Mason
AI
hates
5G.
everything.
Yeah, he does. He really hates
He's
everything.
like, get out of my house.
Yeah,
Get out.
exactly.
Get this technology out of my house. There's
Yeah.
like security cameras. Like, throwing
Yeah,
bricks at him.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, 5G is
It's-
one of those things that were trying to make fetch happen.
It's trying to make fetch happen. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
dude. Don't stop
freaking
being
matter.
a freaking nerd. You
I know.
dork. I'm gonna give you a swirly and
It's
steal your
so
money.
annoying. It's like
Such a douchey thing to keep bringing up.
I can't think what other equivalent you could have. It's like there's something like
banal, you know.
yeah. It's like when,
Power lines, you know. It's like
you know what it could be like is like most
Water
hoses in your garden you have that sprayer, right?
Yeah.
But it's got different settings.
yeah.
So it's like you've got the shower and then you got
Yeah.
soaker and then
Yeah.
you've got jet and then
Jet.
you've got full or whatever. So it's kind of like somebody making a huge thing out of the switch to jet or whatever.
Yeah.
But still doing the same thing,
It's doing
just
the
in a
same
different
thing.
way.
Yeah, you're right.
Same amount
like-
of water, but
it's
it's, like
like
either this
hose
way or this way. Yeah, it's a
attachment.
hose attachment.
Hose attachment. Imagine people being
Yeah.
like, "Yo, you got hose attachments?"
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
I water my plants, there we go. But they're like, oh, but are you using this?
Yeah,
It's like-
they keep doing it
yeah,
over and over.
yeah,
again.
but then a better-
Oh, yeah? You mean this?
Yeah,
and they look at you waiting for your
exactly.
reaction.
And then a better one comes along that's got like better range and stuff,
Yeah.
but they're still going on about
They
the
still
old
go on
one.
about the old one.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I don't care about that
yeah,
anymore.
'Cause 5G's kind of old hat now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Anyway, Dragon Ellis says, what is the worst non-bathroom location you remember from your time traveling around China? Like the smelliest, nastiest, most vile place, indoors or outdoors? Absolutely, positively. If you go west in Inner Mongolia, there's a city. I got to remember the name. It is in the westernmost part, kind of right above Ningxia province. And it is, we got to go there on the street view at some point. I told you it was noon and the sky was black.
Yeah.
There was flames shooting up from all these smokestacks. Kids riding their bicycles covered in just black.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was the end of the world.
Yeah, it's difficult. For me, I've seen some pretty horrible things in China. And it's a mix-up between the pollution type stuff. Like
Yeah.
the first time I went to Beijing, I almost died getting off
Yeah.
the thing. But it's also you get these certain places that you'll wander into just
Yeah.
randomly where there's dead carcasses everywhere,
Yeah.
where they've been churning up animals or whatever.
Yeah.
There's bits of things left
Yeah.
around. Or just like
Like a
rotting
pig face.
garbage. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like rotting, like when because especially down south, it's so hot and humid.
Yeah,
So there'll be
right.
some rotten meat or garbage, but it'll be a lot of it. It'll be like a huge amount, and you just walk. The smell will just absolutely destroy you.
The worst would be like a pig in a cage
Yeah.
getting ready to be butchered, but it's sitting there, but it's next to all the pig faces and guts, and it's like a pile
it's
of
nasty.
jib, you know, like from a game.
It's nasty. There's some nasty things because, you know, there's certain sensibilities that just don't exist in China, especially around like animals and stuff. But
Yeah.
but also the idea of like, here's a bunch of rotten swill that's like actually just destroying the entire place, but you're selling fresh vegetables
Yeah.
next to it, that kind of idea.
And it's like organic.
yeah, exactly.
It's like,
So
whoa,
that
dude.
it's got to do with like rot,
Yeah.
I'd say, for me. Yeah. Yeah.
What is? Oh, sorry. World Eater 359 says, "I've been to Flushing a few times. Have you tried the soup dumplings?" I have. They have also the best beef jerky. Can't eat American jerky again. Yeah, that jerky that you got is actually from Inner Mongolia.
Yeah.
And they get their recipe from Mongolia.
Yes.
And it's very good.
Inner Mongolian jerky is good.
It's great.
It's definitely better than American jerky.
for
100%. Not as good as biltong though.
I agree with you. I agree with you there. Although the best jerky I've ever had is probably biltong, but it's tied with this one I got from Outer Mongolia that was just in a bag and it had mold on it.
Okay.
And they were like, "This is how it is. You wash it off."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't know." And I ate it and it was incredible.
I've never tried that, so I can't
Yeah.
say. But yeah, I can
was all
buy
hand-
that.
it was
'cause-
homemade,
Yeah,
yeah.
because the Inner Mongolian jerky was really good.
Yeah. Robert Sanquist, why do they paint the bottom of the trees white? I always wondered what the purpose was. Love the show. It's insecticide, apparently.
I think it also has to do with visibility because it's always alongside the roads. You don't see those ones down there.
No, for sure. There's a certain type of tree that was getting ravaged by a certain insect, and there's some paint that they put on it, and it would actually stop the beetles or whatever from progressing.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's also so you can see them.
Yeah, I can see that. It's for me. It was always the ones next to the road had
Yes.
the paint. So I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's
visibility.
I think it's like when you're driving at night, so you don't drive into them.
I would see them in a forest, though, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's obviously not that. I'm not
That's
gonna-
going to be insecticide for sure.
How about a Stripe Brother meme from Gary? We don't
Oh
have
yeah,
a meme.
well we don't have any Stripe Brothers stuff.
Jason Reynolds says, "I really enjoy your commentary videos on China. You're still posting to ADV. Great show." No, we're not.
That's what the China show's for now.
Yeah, and this.
Yep.
If you like what we just did, I hope you guys vote for it for the next one or in the future. I think I think this is untapped. While we were
Yes.
putting this together, we're like, there's a lot here.
Yeah, we were like, we could really develop this into something better, where
Yeah.
we're translating the signs and we're, looking at exactly what's being sold and eaten in the area and what's going on.
Looking it up.
Yeah. What is this weird looking building for? Why?
What is this town known for?
Exactly.
Do they make ball bearings?
Yeah.
That
that type
kind
of thing. Yeah.
How was your week? It was not bad except for the illness. It was actually terrible.
You mean this week that's just started now?
He said, "How was your week?"
Yeah, but
Yeah, wait a minute.
it's like it's Monday.
Yeah, it's
So far, so
far
good.
so bad for me.
The
I'm just
highlight is this show.
Yes. Good
Yeah.
point. This is the week has not happened.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for being here, by the way.
Thank you. Joseph Ford, do you still ride motorcycles? Yes, we do.
Yes,
We should
absolutely.
do a group ride meetup. If you do, I'm in. Maybe
Yeah,
someday.
yeah. At some point, we should. I think that's safe.
Yeah.
Because bikers, you're probably limited to the amount of people that would show up.
For sure.
Probably won't get
I don't think
weird
you'd-
commies.
No, I think you wouldn't
strange
put it
people.
out there. You'd actually talk to people individually.
Yes,
do
and
it.
you'd be like,
we could do something like that.
Yeah, let's do it.
World Eater 359. Have you been to Boston, Chinatown? I've done construction work there back in the day. All the older people, Chinese, were amazing people. Yes, they have a great seafood.
I haven't
market,
been
too.
there.
It's great.
Interesting.
Success. Winston, would you prefer to be in a Chinese elevator or listen to C-Milk's ASMR?
Chinese elevator, definitely.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, but I'd rather take the risk, to be honest.
True.
Yeah, ASMR in general just cringes me out. I can't handle it.
True. Dante says, puke protester, please.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can get one of those anytime you like. He's not even protesting.
No, he's not. Why? But everyone calls him that now.
Yeah.
He's not protesting.
He's just doing
anything.
like a
He's
patriotic
pro.
thing.
He's
Yeah.
protesting.
Yeah,
He's not-
exactly.
Yeah. He's protest.
He is. Because it's
like,
about.
he is. He's
It's
a
all about the
protest.
Gaokao, you know, something. It's going to be about
He's
some
like,
like.
no, he is. He's
Yeah.
like, study hard. We need
Yes.
to work hard. He's protest.
He's protest. Yeah, he
Yeah.
loves tests. That's his whole shtick.
He's a protester.
That's actually kind of
That's
funny.
very funny.
Yep.
Cool 1203 is probably a lot funnier to us than to you guys. I think that was genius.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. Sometimes, you know, you just
You know
get
what
that.
we do?
What?
We do the Chinese play on words with English words that a lot of people probably don't do. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
Because
Yeah.
that's the humor in Chinese. We just apply that to English. We do
Makes
it all
sense.
the time.
Makes sense, yeah. Doesn't always work, though.
It doesn't. Koala 1203, do you guys know about the recent Chinese encroachment in Peru with their new megaport project? Yeah. To like delete a bunch of ruins.
I don't know about the ruins, but they
Barrel site?
really messed up a nice like picturesque thing and just
Yeah.
made it into a thing. Yeah, that's been everywhere.
Yeah.
If you look at Chinese state media,
Hmm.
all of a sudden out of nowhere, they're like,
We've always
yeah,
liked
like
Peru.
let's look at Peru's cultural things and how they're the same as Chinese.
Yeah, you remember it was like, look at this pot. It's just like Chinese. So China must have had an influence on Peru, but it's trying to promote Peru, but it's like, no, we made you.
Yeah, but then if you look at the
And the
Peruvian,
pots are not
by the
even-
way, the Peruvian pot actually looks good, and the
nice.
Chinese one looks like a balloon or something, you know, like a blimp-looking thing. And they're like, look, they both have female
They look
figures.
nothing alike.
No, and they're not even the same thing.
No.
One is a statue, one is like a pot.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
these artifacts show the similarities in the culture.
Well, and they're like, can you see that China influenced Peru for many years?
Yeah.
Like, for thousands of years. Like, shut up.
Yeah, it's
Shut up,
nonsense.
dude.
Yeah, we were going to put that in Slopaganda, but man, this whole Peru thing's just pissing me off because
Yeah.
it's like this out of nowhere. Suddenly, China and Peru are best of friends and
Yeah.
always have been, but
Yeah.
it's only since last week.
Since they,
You know.
stole their port.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, Miss Soy Sauce. Were there any genius building designs you saw in China made by Chinese, like Diamonds in the Rough? I saw some kind of cool buildings in Ordos. I think those are all foreign design, though.
Here's an unfortunate reality, and most Chinese people don't like to admit this. But if you see all those fancy buildings in Shanghai or in Beijing or whatever, 99% of them are designed by foreign firms, like Dutch firms or like architects from abroad.
Singapore.
Yeah. Very few buildings are actually designed by local Chinese people. They do exist. I'm not saying
Yeah,
they
I think
don't
that
exist.
is changing.
Yeah, it's changing. But the fancy ones, the ones that you see that are famous, are foreign designed.
Yeah.
You know.
Chris Sakihara says, enjoyed the last holiday versions of the sound bites in your Shaba and How Ed. Is there any way they could be added to the soundboard for the holiday season? No, we'll just play the ad 100 more times.
We actually got a new ad as well.
ad, yeah.
So we got a variation. So we'll have two. Yeah, but yeah, we could definitely add. Why not? Like I really like this one.
This is definitely what you want, I assure.
We could do the great one as well.
Yeah.
Just throw them in. Good idea.
Success says, have you guys ever seen China Observer on YouTube? You don't have to say their name. I just did. Are they legit news? I guess. I don't
We
really
call
watch
them
it.
the color channels. There's
'cause
lots
there's
of
so
them.
many of them, right?
Yeah, it's there's a team out there. We think they're linked to certain
The reason
groups.
but whatever.
Yeah.
We call them the color channels because there's so many of them now, and this
They
one
just have
looks
different
orange,
colors.
this one's green.
Yeah,
this
there's a
one- we're
green and
like,
orange
we don't
one, and
remember
a-
what they're called anymore.
They're pretty much the same thing, and they
Yeah.
just regurgitate, like news clips
Fine.
and things.
I mean, they're
Nothing
all-
wrong with them.
It's good, more the better, to be honest.
Absolutely, nothing wrong with them. Don't get us wrong. Yeah.
Chris says, no actual question here.
Oh,
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, and then he said, with how much the Chinese government denies censors and twists, how big of an impact does this have on schooling? How credible would a degree from China be? Very low credibility, in my opinion.
Something I've always said, if you're a foreigner studying in China, the only thing you can study that'll have any credibility is Chinese.
Makes sense, yeah.
If you have a degree in Chinese from a Chinese university, that actually has some clout. But if you have a degree in like art or something,
Sure.
that people will laugh at you. Like art from the Beijing Art Institute
Yeah,
or something.
it's like-
What are you good at? Like,
Yeah. No.
so in other words, all you can do is not make creative art. Then
Yeah, true. Topic suggestion from Dragon.
that's not bullshit, by the way. You know that I had a girlfriend who was a graphic designer. She worked for a firm in Shenzhen. She was a very competent graphic designer, but the firm would pay her like a quarter of the salary that they would for someone that was from Hong Kong or abroad, because local graphic designers just weren't creative enough.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Neighbor disputes brick wars.
Yes. Yes.
I'll put that in our notes. Neighbor disputes
Yeah.
brick wars. etc. Actually, there is enough content for that.
Oh, for
I
sure.
might actually bump one of our other topics out for that.
Yeah, it could be fun.
Can I get a dump bear from Kuala?
Oh yeah, hey, we haven't had one of those in ages.
Winston, do Africans celebrate Christmas like we do in the US?
Well, do they know it's Christmas time at all? Absolutely, they do. One thing that you'll find about, South Africa is just like Australia or any other ex-British colonial type situation. Everybody celebrates Christmas, but, missionaries certainly did a good job around Africa, and there are a lot of Christians.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lots of people do celebrate Christmas.
Joseph Ford says,
And it's kind of condescending to ask if Africans know it's Christmas time at all, because of course they do.
yeah,
Stupid
by
pop
the way, he's not
artists
talking.
from what?
Yeah, just so he's not.
Yeah.
You're not talking about success.
No,
Talking
you're
about
not
that
condescending.
song. Yeah, yeah.
There's that famous song from the UK with all the like top pop singers like Sting and all of them.
Yeah.
Like, do they know it's Christmas time at all? Of course they freaking know. What do you think they are? Savages running around the jungle?
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean,
that's-
like no.
It's like that. It's like dumb.
Yeah,
Don't
that's what
say
it's
that.
insinuating.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Of
Grow
course
up.
they know it's Christmas time.
They celebrate it.
Yeah. And
I guess they're implying that they don't have the means.
well, they're just like, ooh, what is a day?
yeah.
Like, how do we tell time? Of course they know it's Christmas.
that was an '80s
Yeah.
charity song.
Yeah, with that We Are the World, and then they followed it up with that. Anyway, yes, to answer your question, many African countries celebrate Christmas, and Christianity is very popular in Africa. Yes.
Last one,
Hmm.
Joseph Ford. Do you think China will take advantage of the Russian border now that China has tipped its hand, lack of military strength? I think, yes, it's only a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
Castlevania completion update. Thank you for asking. I just finished Dawn of Portrait of Ruin, and now I'm playing
Dawn of Ruin.
Order of Ecclesia, which is a
Okay.
female protagonist. this
Interesting.
time. Yeah.
What's her
Pretty
name?
cool.
How can you not know?
I just started. Hold on.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I'm sick.
Now I know, but I mean, you're playing a
It's
castle.
like
Yeah.
some very pagan ass like witchcraft thing.
Star Wars, that main guy, what's his name?
Luke.
Exactly.
I just started. I know Star Wars a lot better than this random game.
Yeah.
It's not like every other Castlevania game.
Like the Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace.
Shinoa.
You know that one?
Yeah.
It sucks. Just had to say it.
Thanks. I'm sure that's a very rare opinion.
I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes just to make sure it wasn't just me. It's at like 55%.
Why would you think that's just you? It's like the most common overplayed, like hated thing
I know.
ever.
There's a reason though, okay? Because my daughter wanted me to play Lego Star Wars because it was on PlayStation Plus or something, and she really started to like Star Wars. So it's really cool. There's a Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, and normally the Lego games are lame. All right, let's be honest. But this is actually kind of fun because you can go through all of them and they add a lot of comedy to it.
Yeah.
Make it very kid friendly.
Yes.
It's cool. So then we went back to the prequels and I was playing through it and I'm like, is it as bad as I remember? Because I saw it when it came out. So I put it on Disney Plus. I'm like, yeah, it's worse than I remember. It's not even as bad as I remember. It's worse.
I watched it a few years ago. I think it's all right. Like outside.
Gonna
of
have to
the-
differ with your opinion there.
No, I think it's if it wasn't a Star Wars movie, I actually would have been like people would have liked it. I honestly think
so?
it probably would have got like 80.
Maybe if it was like a kids show or something.
It was a kids movie.
Yeah.
Star Wars is for kids.
Yeah, not the original 3.
I mean, they're fine.
They're much more
PG.
mature.
They're PG.
Yeah, but they're mature.
Yeah. They are more mature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, just had to put that out
I think
there.
they're fine. Like I don't like them, but they're not that bad.
That Anakin kid is so annoying.
Hey, he had a rough life.
Yeah, well, that's his fault.
Is it? To be a
Yes.
child actor? Yeah, I'm sure he chose to do that.
Obviously not, but I mean, like, if I was him and I'd been in that spotlight like that, I'd be like, okay, that's enough now. Go into
Yes.
hiding. Change my name.
I'm sorry, Dragonella, for saying pagan ass witchcraft. She loves her some pagan ass witchcraft. I was trying to make it sound cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very cool.
yeah. Anyway, I just the reason we got into. So what was her name again?
Shinoa.
Shinoa. Okay.
She's cool.
Yeah.
She's very cool. She has so in that game to get like like weapons, you pick up a weapon.
Yeah.
In this game, you absorb glyphs, right? Which I
Mm-hmm.
don't really care about, but it's like this mystical symbol that'll show up. And what she does is pulls up her hair. She got this big glyph tattoo on her back.
Okay.
She wears like this open dress, and it goes and it sucks in. So you have to suck it in before you get attacked by other stuff because
Okay.
they'll go away. Right.
All right.
You have to suck it in, then you absorb that power of that monster. It's pretty
Sounds
cool.
pretty cool, yeah. Glyph sucking back.
Glyph sucking back, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're
Yeah.
going to put up our.
Ain't no glyph sucking back, girl.
Oh
That
no,
doesn't
we
work.
need to go.
Yeah, okay,
That's
I'm
next
sorry.
topic.
Whew.
Hey, ain't no glyph sucking back,
may-
girl.
I may
Is
have
this
a
Gwen Stefani.
I
that?
may have a little bit of a hangover. It's possible.
Oh,
I
do you?
might. Probably not though.
I have a
I'm just
hangover
making
from being
excuses.
sick.
I just haven't making excuses for being so
Gosh,
lame.
I ain't no glyph sucking back, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Gwen
Yeah.
Stefani song.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah. That's what I was going for.
You know, I like it. I like it. Beer hater hour 2.
Okay, so now we're guys. Sorry, it's time for us to vote on the next topic. Remember, it's up to you what we talk about. So
Yeah. China's
Please
China
choose.
unexpected stories. So when people come to China, oh, it wasn't what I thought. It's their crazy, funny stories.
yeah,
We have neighbor disputes. There's famous ones.
yes. So kind of
Brick
like the
wars.
brick, kind of like Mason
Remember
over
clothing line war? There's
here. Yeah,
a lot.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Then when we have
Just saying, Mason making a comeback. Yeah, I know.
I want to meet him and give him an English name.
Yeah, Meishun.
Meishun.
Yeah.
So the last one will be what was it again? Oh,
This
what
is-
does China look
What
like?
does China look like? Part 2, where we choose a specific province.
Yeah.
We'll start with Guangdong province, which is the one we're most familiar with.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be if they like
Oh,
all
sure.
write in and they're like, please show us whatever.
No, yeah, exactly. It's always up to you guys, the audience, but we could start with that.
So vote now. Remember, choice 1 is beer hater hour 2, where we drink beer and tell you about stuff we hate. There's a lot. I
Yep.
promise we won't. Winston won't say the same thing the entire episode again. There'll be something new. You'll probably harp on about something, but it won't be
Yeah.
the same.
No, of course.
Unexpected stories. So people that first came to China, were they disappointed? Were they blown away? There's some
Yep.
funny stories. Neighbor disputes, brick wars. There are a lot of neighbor disputes in China, and they get very violent.
Absolutely,
And there's
they
a
do.
storied history of many of them. And what does China look like? Part 2 is where we're going to take you into a specific province, all the corners of the province, translate the signs, tell you what that place is famous for, completely unadulterated.
Yes.
Show you what China really looks like.
Yep.
So vote on your next topic. It looks like all of them are kind of neck and neck.
That's great. I like to see that. That means there's no real outliers here.
And we'll wait a second until we get enough votes. What do you think Mason would vote for?
He'd probably go for beer hater. He looks like a real hater. He hates his neighbor.
He does. I don't know if I should take his side though, because
Yeah.
that guy looks like he started it,
But
and
you
he's
don't
been
know.
doing it. Look at that pile.
Yeah, yeah. You never know. Maybe the neighbor's like,
While we wait for the vote, let's watch it again.
yeah, the neighbor's like, your yard's full of trash. It's bringing down the value of my property.
You think so?
No, of course
I think I
not.
might take Mason's side.
You think so?
Although he's so mad. But he's probably just bitter because he's barking. He's so mad because his neighbor's throwing trash in his yard.
Well, I think I mean,
You know what I mean? Look, he comes out of his house, right? And he goes, not again. The look on his face is like, not again.
right.
See this trash? That neighbor
Wait,
probably
wait.
did that.
That was a good lob, by the way.
Was.
Yeah, I want to go back just a few seconds. I think he's built up a huge ammunition stack of
Oh.
bricks. Let's take a look.
Did you see him flinch?
Yeah.
That looks like the neighbor's been doing that to him.
Oh, did I
He's
see
from
wrong?
Hebei, dude.
I saw wrong. I thought there was a big pile of bricks there. You see that? It looks like a big pile of bricks, but it's just his crappy wall
Oh,
where the
it's
screening
like
has come
falling
off.
down.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a tiny pile of bricks. It's right here.
Yeah. He looks shocked though. Like his I think the neighbor's been doing this. I like when he looks back. Watch.
That could be a soundbite. Yes.
Yes. So they're in Hebei.
Which is good because we showed you Hernan. Why is his pants falling down like that?
There's so much happening
Yeah.
here. I honestly don't know who's the bad guy here.
It's hard to say.
I wish they kept filming when he goes into the guy's yard.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
happened after that?
Who knows?
Might not even be around anymore.
Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah.
All right. I'm about to pull the poll. I can't. It's
Why?
tied. Look. Guys.
It is.
We need a tiebreaker.
Yeah, can somebody put in cast your vote? Every vote counts.
Next vote, I'll pull it. It's at 69 votes.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
We could do it. All right, you got it? So which is the winner?
No, it tied.
Uh,
Okay, well, now we have to do tiebreaker. China unexpected stories versus this will be a 2.
Okay.
China unexpected stories and what does China look like?
Okay. Excellent.
Because then the people that voted on the losing topics.
Yeah, now you can. We're gonna have to have another vote, guys, because we can't leave like this with a tiebreaker. Like,
Yes.
well, without the tiebreaker. Sorry.
So what does China look like part 2 versus China's unexpected stories?
Yes.
Vote now. We'll have a tiebreaker. Wow, I can't believe that was so close.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
crazy.
It's cool. I like to see that.
I pulled it and then it tied. So
yeah.
that means we have some genuine interest because Beer Hater Hour is only 1% behind that. So we'll keep that on the roster.
Excellent. It's good to hear.
Yeah, I'll let it get to I don't know, 60 something votes. So vote now. What does China look like? Part 2, kind of like what we did today, but in more depth.
Yeah, please vote, guys.
China unexpected. The stories of people that came to China. Did it
Yeah.
blow them away? Did it disappoint?
Yeah,
them?
while we're busy voting, I would like to ask a favor, just in case. I put out a video on my channel about cat torture. Okay, not a very happy subject.
No.
I didn't show anything though. I made sure of that. I didn't want to shock anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's pretty bad. But obviously, it's not a topic everybody's interested in. I understand.
Well, it's too dark. Probably.
It's a dark topic, but it's an important topic.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'd like to ask all of you guys, you don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but if you don't mind heading over to the video, just giving it a thumbs up so that the algorithm
Yeah.
maybe picks up on it a bit, because it's an important message I'd like to get out
It is.
there. You
It
know,
is.
I think
agree.
I think it's something. When I decided to cover it, because it's been a long time I wanted to cover it, I knew it wouldn't do well. Okay, it's something that I know people aren't
Yeah.
going to want to click. But it's kind of important,
Very.
and I really hope that the message gets out there enough to kind of get the Chinese government to change its ways. Because
I
the
agree.
only way to ever get the Chinese government to change its ways is to shame them. So if it gets enough
So,
traction,
I
you build
just
it.
want to read a couple of these.
So please
Winston,
go
that was
do
a
that.
tough one, but you show some dark stuff. And then Daisy says, "I watched the cat one. That was a tough view. So sad."
Yeah.
It seems like the thing is, it's hard to watch. Of
Yeah, it
course
is.
it is.
Yeah, it is. Even though I
But
don't
it's
show anything.
but it's important.
Yeah. So I would appreciate that, even if you don't watch it, just to go give it a thumbs up. That'd be fantastic. At least, at the end of the day, the only reason to make a video like that is to try and help the situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Try to point people in the direction of, groups that are busy trying to fight
sure.
back. So
For sure.
I appreciate that.
The next video is going to be
Which one?
China unexpected
Oh,
stories.
interesting.
Be good. We can tell our own. We'll also tell some of people that we know, and we'll also read some very funny ones we found.
Oh, yeah. It's going
It'll
to
be
be
a good
good.
one. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, guys. Thank you very much.
Hey, listen, thank you so much for joining us. If you're new, by the way, if you joined for the Xiaoban Ho 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 special.
And you decided to go.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying.
Yeah, 'cause you're gonna see it
the
now.
non-lives.
We just wanted to say thank you so much for supporting us, because without your support, every single one of you, the Chubs, the Hoes, everyone who's
love
looking at this video right now, you make what we do possible.
Yeah.
On Serpent Today, Lao 86,
Yeah.
The China Show, everything else. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great week, and we'll catch you later. Until then,
Happy
stay
Thanksgiving.
awesome. Yeah, and I will cut myself off.